I'm back from vacation, and now we getting back into the routine of things. I got to catch up to a whole bunch of stuff. Lessons from cutting in every shop. Let's see what this says. Oh, this is a whole damn magazine. You see, her content, Stay Gold's content is phenomenal. It's next level. I don't know if how many of y'all rock with Stay Gold. I heavily rock with her. Chain salon. So she's worked at a chain salon. Neighborhood barbershop. I want to read these. Let's see. Let me see if I have a different opinion than her, or if I can add, to what she's saying. This might be some really good stuff. So she's worked at a chain salon barbershop. So this is gonna be like your great clips, stuff like that, right? So no experience, no problem. Just had the will to learn. I just had the will to learn and was lucky someone gave me a shot. 15-minute services back to back, doing as much as I could every shift. Now I will tell you, Stay Gold does some amazing haircuts, but internally she got a little bit of a reputation for taking a while to cut hair, which is not a problem because the haircuts come out amazing. What I've noticed too, now that I'm not in the shop cutting a lot, I'm not used to that no more. So I'm not in that mind frame. You feel me? It's been taking me an hour and a half to do a damn haircut lately. So 15-minute services back to back, doing as much as I could every shift. I wasn't giving quality cuts yet. I was new, figuring it out, but the repetition helped me build my customer service voice from a super shy introvert, which a lot of people don't know. Stay Gold is introverted. The fast pace taught me shortcuts and how to save time, and I fell behind. But I burned out fast. The quality I wanted clashed with the speed they needed, so I knew it was time to move on. Now, I don't think this is burnout from cutting too much. This is burnout from not being fulfilled with the things you're doing day to day. And I think that a lot of people, they think that when somebody says burnout in that instance, that it's, oh, she's cutting way too many heads. Listen, whether you're in the shop for 10 hours doing 10 haircuts or you're in a shop for 10 hours doing 20, you're still in there for 10 hours cutting hair. I think that's what she's saying. The quality I wanted clashed with the speed they needed, so I knew it was time to move on. Dress code black and white only plus non-slip rubber shoes. The repetition gave me a real glimpse of what the future, man, this is great content by the way, so let me hit that like. The repetition gave me a real glimpse of what the future could look like. I was just grateful they trained me from scratch. School is one thing, but doing short and long cuts on real people under pressure, that's a whole different story. And I'll never forget splitting a dollar tip with my coworker. Walking out with 50 cents and laughing about it later. Man, come on. This is dope. So she worked in a neighborhood barbershop, which is what I have. I have 10 neighborhood barbershops in Tampa and I love it. So let's see what she says about these. These are the shops tucked away in corner malls for years. The kind where the neighborhood lines up by 7 a.m., walk-ins only. I will say like that was one thing that we disrupted Tampa, or in my area at the very least, is that everybody was taking walk-ins only and cash only. We came in, we started taking cards, swipe. This is when it was weird to pay on Square. Customers were scared to do it. Some of y'all don't know about that. We also were taking appointments online. So I think neighborhood barbershops are both now. It's evolved. But when Sophie was cutting in a neighborhood shop, that's probably how it was, because that's how it was when I started. Turning out cuts in 10 minutes for $6 or $7 a head. I found this job on Craigslist. If you know, you know. Super small shop, one row for, man, I love this, Sophie. I didn't know you went through all these steps and look at you now. That's crazy. I found this job on Craigslist. If you know, you know. Super small shop, one row for barbers, one row for clients. It was quiet, not a lot of talking, mostly older men and vets. What stood out was how they wanted me to cut their way, which felt different to me. I never stuck around long enough to fully adjust. It felt more like a trial to see if I fit with their flow. I still remember making $117 one shift. I was hyped, especially after coming from $80 shifts at Home Depot. And in a high traffic barbershop. That would be like my shops too. We got traffic. It's walking city. People care about every single strand on their hair. Oh shit. And they will watch you like a hawk. They do. It's almost like, you know what it reminds me of? When I used to play AAU basketball and there would be scouts there, and you kind of want the scout to see you, but you don't want them to see you having a bad play. But you want them to see you because you want them to choose you. You'll learn how to handle bad reviews even when it's not your fault. Yep. You'll cut plenty of moving targets, kids, and maybe you'll eat lunch on time, maybe not. This is bars. Raising prices feels tough when you think about your day one clients, but the repetition builds muscle memory. You get sharp. It took me about a year and a half to go from empty books to almost full. 12-hour shifts, normal and doable. Semi-dress code too, not really my vibe, but I rolled with it. High traffic shops let you track your progress quickly. It's where you really build your skill and shape your signature style. Honestly, I think everyone should experience a spot like this. You'll learn how to work with all kinds of people and nonstop walk-ins. So we definitely have that in the shops that I make, but they can wear whatever they want. Number one. Number two, they don't have to leave to outgrow that style. And so I feel like Headlines is going to be a home to the next few that she shares. So I'm definitely intrigued for the next couple of slides. Let's see. Here we go. Next one. Upscale barbershop. People were more relaxed here. The higher price point meant clients trusted you and expected a premium experience, no dress code. So I could show up as myself, creative, professional, fully me. This was the first place that forced me to hustle outside the shop to find clients, meeting people face to face and working hard to build. Even with a full book, this move felt like starting from scratch. Convenience wins. If it's not easy for them, they won't stick around. Boom. The hidden location made it tough. I leaned on social media and picked up 2 other shops just to stay busy. Eventually, I knew it was time to pivot. The shopping team was solid, but the lack of visibility capped my growth. One thing that stuck me, premium clients don't hassle you. They just expect you to deliver. This is bars. But I will say this, look, at Headlines, for example, I was charging $100 haircuts next to somebody who was charging 20. You feel what I'm saying? So like you can have this premium thing, but you can be premium in your station and how you approach things. And if the shop is high volume, but it's also has a premium vibe, that's a good thing. Not just that, but like you can gain premium clients from a high traffic shop. You just have to filter them out with a specific system that you're creating. And so for us, it's starting out high volume at market rates. As you raise your prices, your clients will be filtered out. But what you'll notice is a lot of them will stay because a lot of people, the first time they've ever had a premium service is in your chair, but they had to go through what they're used to a business that they're used to. So a high volume barbershop or a neighborhood barbershop, because that's what they're used to be exposed to a premium type of barber. And then that's what they become loyal to. And so like for Headlines, what we notice is the first time a client comes in, they're just a walk-in. The second time, they're the barbershop's client. The third time, if they've come to you 3 times in a row, bro, that is your client. And eventually they get used to and trust you and you become a premium client. Okay, so this is great. This is so good. Men's salon. Now this I've never worked at. This is gonna be interesting perspective. People here really trusted whatever. So this is for men's salon. People here really trusted whatever you were gonna do. Some folks link higher prices with better quality. It's a mindset shift. Even though it's true, a lot of customers, they think pricing is going to determine whether you're getting a great cut or not. It's a mindset shift. Even though as barbers, we can spot the imperfections, others don't. With that trust, tips were way better. Skill mattered, but how much they liked you mattered just as much. Ooh, you talking, Sophie. Sometimes more than the cut itself. And then you got barbers, but you'll have barbers that will hate on this right here. But it's the truth. It is 100% the truth. That's why there's barbers that can't cut as good as me, but sometimes they've stolen my clients because they just relate better to that customer. Easier to serve here, but in my head, the higher price, the more pressure I felt to deliver. Biggest lesson, higher prices equals easier clients. Whoa. Anybody who's in 6FB, is she talking that language? Private suite. I knew that was coming. The biggest in business and mind, how to manage my time smarter. I realized the business side of me needed work. Social media alone, it didn't bring clients. It depended on how I marketed and where I was. In a shop, we shared traffic. In a private suite, it was all on me, and everything costs more. I had a book clean. That's why I just don't understand it. But hey, let me read to understand. I had to book clean, manage my schedule. Thought, come on, hey, this is what I shared with y'all in 6FB. The rebuild became my biggest lesson and shaped how I move now. Priorities shift, and so do you. I own private suites, but I've never worked in one. Now that I'm looking at this, I'm kind of hitting on all these. So let's go to the next one. Creative space. Not your typical barbershop anymore. The space became a flex multi-media hub. The most expensive setup so far, but the most fulfilling. I went from cutting behind the chair to educating on the road to full-time content creation, working behind it. This is so cool. I'm so proud of you, Sophie. The journey and stuff. People don't know, man. This is cool. You got to understand, Sophie is now making money from brands, from content creation, from education, from her high-paying clients as well. It was a journey. A creative space like this costs more than opening a barbershop. But there's going to be less revenues from haircutting and working with platforms and your clients and education. And to get here, it takes all the steps that Sophie is showing you she went through. But a lot of people want to skip that. But Sophie did it right because every step of the way, her income increased, her wisdom increased, her skill sets increased, her network and the relationships she's built, her understanding of business continued to grow. This is awesome. This is brilliant. See, now I don't know what the next one is. Is it her own products? Is it business? Let's see. Oh no, that's where she capped it off at. Which space are you in right now and how does it feel? I have to comment on this because listen, I was live streaming on YouTube today and I decided to check out Instagram. This post was one of the first things I saw, and wow, I'm so glad I stopped to react to it. This was so well done, and I hope people see how much wisdom and how much growth is in here. Y'all gotta understand, influencers like Sophie pioneered a lot of these concepts. I remember when neighborhood shops, high traffic, and high-end shops were the only thing that existed. Then you started seeing people like Sophie doing the crossover men's salon thing. The suites are so new if you think about it. And now the creator space. Barbers would get made fun of for content creation. That's because those barbers lacked vision. To get to that creative space, it took all the steps Sophie took. This is social media. This is authentic, and people don't use social media for what it should be anymore, I don't think. And how you will continue to inspire and pioneer. I probably have a lot of crazy typos in that, and I wrote so much. And I wrote it under the wrong page, under the wrong brand. But that's all right. I'm gonna leave it like that. What a beautiful post.